And this poem is going to be about some recent history. Before that 17 minutes on August 28th, 1963. Before that speech that still echoes through history. He was inmate 7089. Just a few months before, behind locked doors, he was in a nightmare, handcuffed, roughed up and searched. And I'm sure this wasn't his first time feeling this hurt. There was no pillow for dreaming. There was cold concrete and cast iron bars. He wasn't leaning and looking out upon the Lincoln Memorial. He was looking out upon the masses. At his front and back, he hit bars and cinder blocks. Inmate 7089 was writing letters from jail in the margins of newspapers. He wasn't just fighting for ours, he was fighting for his freedom. Fighting FBI directors, ordering FBI agents to expose, disrupt, misdirect, discredit, and otherwise neutralize their leaders. This included him. So of course he was in jail, locked up by those more dedicated to order than justice, setting timetables on freedom, purposely blocking progress. Inmate 7089 said it's a historical fact that privileged groups seldom give up their privileges voluntarily. So he marched on and sat in, knowing it was a setup. He couldn't even get up a bond out of oppression. If a few months before marching on Washington he was locked up, what do you think is happening to the rest of us? He wrote the reader these powerful words. If one has a legal and moral responsibility to obey just laws, does one have a moral responsibility to disobey unjust laws? Water hoses, well-trained dogs, followed by the ponds that swung fast, knocking your senses through nightmares that are beyond bad dreams. So like inmate 7089, I would agree with St. Augustine that an unjust law is no law at all, especially if it's selectively enforced. Because there comes a time when the cup of endurance runs over, when men are no longer willing to be plunged into the abyss of despair. Inmate 7089 was writing letters from jail, responding to a call for unity, a call that was only meant for certain members of the community. But we know through painful experience that freedom is never voluntarily given by the oppressor. It must be demanded by the oppressed. Law and order exist for the purpose of maintaining justice, not just for us, but justice for everybody. Look at inmate 7089 and all his kind. Before that dream speech, he was inmate 7089, but the dreamers don't even march anymore. Instead of knocking down, they're gently tapping on doors, quietly whispering that social injustices still exist. Taught to show nothing more than a natural impatience for results, despite being constantly locked up and shut up. When would too much be enough? Because inmate 7089 taught us that communities and states are interrelated. That includes the incarcerated, arrested on streets named in his honor. Because injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. I wonder who accepted inmate 7089's collect calls. I wonder who except besides Coretta was faithfully sitting by the phone at home, anticipating the call that she knew was going to come. Because, baby, the road to the promised land ain't easy. It has a thin mattress, and it has past time for the dream. Now, what I like to do is I like to promote. And this poem is self-explanatory. All of them should be. And I like to write about the diversity of topics because we have more than one life experience that we have. And when you share that life experience, if you only share like, oh, it's going this way, but you forget about it's going this way too, then that's not all of you. And it's not that you got to give everything, but you got to give something to me. You know what I'm saying? As far as the universe. What you give out, you give back. The more you give, the more you get back, blah, 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 blah. That's your personal relationship with God. Imagine me on your street corner. A whole lot longer than I was supposed to be. I'd be hustling like a man on a mission, not to secretly selling those things that you must see. I'd be there every night when you would buy in plain sight. I'd move into the light even if you didn't think it was right. I'd go everywhere I could in every neighborhood to push my goods. I'd break off a stanza everywhere I stood. The fiends would tell me about the haiku bangers of the street, and together I'm slanging this epic prose of reality. reality because I'm slanging poetry. And just the other moment, I slung a hydroponic sonnet. Who got 5 on it? Any subject you need, any topic you wanted, let my ideas get you blunted. You can take a toke on anything I wrote and spoke like dope. This poem is your best fix. You got to have it. This line is your next hit. I'm slanging poetry. So roll the unbelief for people's thoughts that I joined, not just heard to be taught, but the teaching reached through a poem. Because they showed me the ways to act just match what they say. And you can smoke my shit forever and a day. I'm slanging poetry. So if your ears get hollow, you can smoke another poem tomorrow. If you suffer from withdrawals because you refuse to follow, this poem came around to keep your high from going down. Every syllable, every sound is meant to keep you off the ground. Because I found cloud mind within this black on black line. I walk what I talk, so you can hit this a few more times. I'm in a depot state of mind, so what you got on this rhyme? I'm slanging poetry. And I won't let you just say no to my flow. I use pure pressure to get you blown on the rubric of old that I throw. Because you just know the quarter key from each verse. And hell, a whole bird of action words. That cut to the phrases put in work. If you don't inhale what you heard, you gonna cough up words. I'm slanging poetry. And when I spit like a fast car and fast traffic, show my gift like a car for poetry addicts. This is beyond the habit. I post up on blocks. I make open mics high. My styles don't stop when the blue lights start. I've been slang what I got to the cops. I'm slanging poetry. I to a new attitude. I leave you with the munchies for what I do. Swallow a chunk of these verbal slabs on behalf of the crew. If they ask where you got it, you can't say who. I'm slanging poetry. And I want the whole world hooked on my CD and book. Poets gotta eat too, and Nam just cooks. Look up why you gonna let me go till I'm done. You'll need rehab from this point. And we have a step 1. Try to remain calm when you hear, oh my God, he's got a tongue, and I'm slanging poetry. $5 is your minimum donation. You can give more, but whatever you give is appreciated. It keeps me from having to go out robbing. You don't want me to live that life. Ain't nobody safe. Not even me especially. But I have a soul lake. And it has America written all over it. I'm doing all I can to avoid another head-on collision with the baddest car on the road. A road paved with the petrified blood of our ancestors. And our soul is the gasoline. And you know the price of gas can get high, so a lot of us got to die just so America can drive. Up and down that slippery slope of false hopes, it has one pedal, go. Because the brakes on this American car don't equal stop. It means you going the wrong way, so you get taken away that day. You must have been in the blind spot. It even has a name brand, Made in America. Not allowed to be made anywhere else. Because America got roadblocks. America will run you off the road. And a different story will be told. And you will be the one who owe. Because America has lost control. But ease up the soul pedal slow. Because just like the road to a belly full of freedom, you end up bleeding and still needing a good feeding. Not these hot American pie beatings. And don't worry. Medical help will be by your side. And will step in after you have died. Because only in America can you be beat to death on video, and despite clear proof, all attackers get let go. We get killed on wedding days, maimed on highways, but you use mobs to rape us and have us their way. This is happening somewhere in America today. We are forced to survive amongst the sick, like being shot in the armpits, which can only happen if your arms are up like this. Some get pissed if you don't resist. If you deny this, you're lying to yourself. Because the taser voltage shocks more than the brain. I am that hot engine hood. I am dislocated shoulders, scars around both wrists, well-bruised ribs. I can be that guy whose primary job is finding people to kidnap, and I will snatch you out the window if you move too slow. And yes, it is routine procedure to violate your every right every night. Because exercising your right to remain silent guarantees you get locked up. Maybe I should put it on a rap song. But tell my pimp game is strong. Include a few drive-bys, dope deals, and robberies. Very few people would bother me.
That's right.
I would even have groupies. Sorry bros and dumb hoes will be everywhere I go, and somebody could even shoot me, and my CD sales would grow. Only in America.
Yes, sir.
I don't have to wonder why. I know that this place is more dangerous than any savannah or jungle. There could be a wolf over the hill, but instead I have to deal with a snake whose only penalty is a desk job if they kill. I'm not even a meal. To a wolf, I am meat, so I watch my feet. But how do you watch your step when a population of man-eaters outnumbers the meat? And after fighting up this star-spangled beating, my words are bleeding. So I don't care if I taste great or I'm less filling. It's my duty to keep America from eating. So I don't feed America my hopes, passions, and dreams. I gag America with my pain, struggles, and screams. Because equal opportunity for the unequally arrested just don't balance out to me. Which of these rappers would you rather be? 12 acres, 1 wolf, plenty of carrots. Or 1 acre, 12 wolves, and no carrots at all. This is only made in America.
Now I'm Oshun. Stand up.
All right.
Either Mike said.
Okay.
It's all good. It's all good.
Because I'm a video. He's so helpful enough my son in the video. Okay. All right, let me give you something good then. All right. Because I'm a father, before I got here and after I leave, so I'm very grateful for my son, his wife, and everybody else who came. Yes. I'm very grateful of that. Yes. And so a lot of what I do is not just about, me wanting to say these things. It's about the experience that we all share amongst each other, because we all can relate. It's not just for you to agree with anything that I said. That's not important. The fact is you heard it and you are aware of it. And if you're in denial of you living it. I'm not. When I get home, I transform. Because despite being tired, I got a whole lot more to do. I am D-A-D-D-Y. And before I get through the door, guess who wants to talk to me? Her. She's about this tall, my complexion, but she ain't got the facial hair, y'all. She got ponytails and all. And because I am D-A-D-D-Y, she won't just talk about one thing. She wants to talk about everything. From getting her first book she's reading, food she's eating, and her brat doll's missing heads. So right on cue, her little brother says, D-A-D-D-Y, that's not what happened. Because you see, he is younger than his sister, who sometimes teases him. Like this time, she was teasing him about playing house. He decided the best way to get back at her was to swing from her favorite toys by the head. In both hands, she said, while screaming, they've been evicted, they've been evicted, they've been evicted. The laws of physics took over. Headless doll bodies flew everywhere. She was highly upset, so she said those magic words, I'm going to tell D-A-D-D-Y. And when it was her little brother's turn to get fussed at, she giggled a little. She stuck out her tongue and said, nah, and pranced to the bathroom. And as he stood there and pleaded his case with those sweet, innocent eyes, she was giving me that tell me the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you D-A-D-D-Y look. She screamed, spider, spider, dun-dun-dun. I'm super D-A-D-D-Y. Especially with my trusty sidekick, son. Get over here, you been in the spider. Get over here, you been in the spider. My little damsel in distress wrapped herself around my leg while my son was heroically looking for the suspect, and she said, it's over there, it's over there. She was scared, so I held her. I said, it's okay, baby. That nasty old spider can't hurt you, because D-A-D-D-Y is here. And then my son asked me a funny question. He said, can a spider with one leg on one side of his body swim? I said, I don't know. And then he flushed the toilet and boasted proudly, the enemy has been defeated. And then he smiled at his sister, and she smiled back and said, come here, whispered a plan in his ear. At the exact same time, they both decided to say, D-A-D-D-Y, D-A-D-D-Y, can we play? I said, yes. And like most of y'all, I don't have a playground in my house, so what do they play? on D-A-D-D-Y. I'll become the jungle gym, the mother go around the trampoline, even go swing. Swing me, D-A-D-D-Y. Swing me, D-A-D-D-Y. I'm D-A-D-D-Y. So I do.
Yeah.
All right. This is a different kind of poem. I'm just going to get to the piece. I can't pretend that all he did was make great music. And yeah, that was some great music. And man, was he a dancer. Then there were whispers about his bedtime manners. I couldn't believe it. The truth hit me like a sledgehammer. Don't nobody say nothing bad about him. If you do, you a mean, sick, cruel person who needs to be jumped right now. He just died. Give him a break. Well, how much of a break would you take if it was your son who went to meet a hero and left in confusion? He was a musical genius. How could you say that? Well, Ike Turner was a musical genius too. But how many would line up at the doors of Never Stop Beating You land? How much would it cost to beat you senseless and keep you quiet? How much for a black eye? How much for lost virtue? What is the price of innocence? Do you love him enough to let your child be touched? People was yelling, leave him alone. That's just wrong. We love his songs. Would you leave him alone with your son? What if it was your little girl? And if it was her screams that were ignored or just bought off? How much does the pain of your child really cost? And I don't even have to mention his name to see the shame of these things, because it was strange to see him change. And you can play dumb if you want to, but I will never send my little boy to Neverland to be greeted by the ghost of a man holding guess what in his hand. Billie Jean and Beat It will be playing in the background. And in between you hear the distinct sounds of, ooh, ah! He will help the kids not want to leave. There will be a playground, along with rooms of toys. Some for girls, but plenty for boys. Eventually some would come in. It was him, the legend, the greatest entertainer. It was the world premiere of Beat It. We didn't have knob or even a cable TV, but we were able to catch it on Friday night videos. Everybody wanted to be like him. Everybody had his zipper jacket. Everybody could moonwalk. Everybody liked his music, including me. I remember thinking, I bet he can fight. He bad. Well, I was a kid. Then there's the hymn that we learned about as we got older. The hymn who kept getting lighter and lighter. He went from afro to Jerry Curl to super perm. So don't try to convince me to learn and support him culturally. He didn't look like no brother to me. He literally abandoned his ethnicity. When he got rich, he got sick of being a black man. He was so ashamed of his own melanin that he became a white woman. And don't get me wrong, I don't have a personal problem with his sexual orientation. It's the age of the dates he was taking. He was losing and confusing me. It's the music he made was soothing and moving me. Every time they found charges on him, I felt like they were pursuing me. And it really hurt when I read the testimony. How much of his private parts did this kid see to describe them so specifically? And this was back in 1993. Beat It will get a whole new meaning if you read. Now just imagine that this was your kid, and the perpetrator wasn't too far away or rich for you to get. And this time people listened. They didn't just wish for you to shut up. They didn't just say that nobody pays $15 million for nothing. Because settlement means take this money and pain and be quiet. And I just want to wrap up with two pieces.
Okay.
Love gave me a chin check the other night. Blurred my sight. Hit me with the wrong, not right. I didn't put up much of a fight because I gave love an open invite. And I guess I wouldn't be so pissed if the fist would have missed, but I got hit more than my lip got split. So now I'm mad at love when I ask for it. And even though I'm not sure how to treat you, I still believe I need you, and I want you bad enough, love, to feed you. a piece of my soul, even though love has got me mad enough to just let go, but my spirit won't let the words flow. So my heart convinces me to move and step, take a deep breath and ask for your help. Because when you come for me, love, you will find yourself. And you will know me as the one who got the job done. So don't question my will to win a race that has not yet begun, but I'm so mad at you, love, that I run. Is it because I fear the fall of love and its passionate touch, but it's the fall I need so much because I haven't felt enough? Because love, I remember when all I could think of was you. No matter what we bring through, I've done all I could do to continue. But instead of falling in, I surrendered to the struggle. And it felt so good the first time I said I love you. Who would have thought I'd say that and be wrong to the point that I want you to leave me alone with this mad at love poem? So I'm forced to admit, you taught me a valuable lesson. But just because I know the word doesn't mean I know the expression. So I don't doubt that love will bring the words out, because love can't wait to shock what I'm about, because even in a one-sided story told poorly, love is supposed to talk about our glory before me. If not, there will be no more me. Now, this last piece is life. Life is what you make it. Then you taste it after trying not to waste it, after letting the sun bake it. Because to live is not enough anymore. Living can leave you poor in the spiritual war. How we somebody screaming, what for? Who knock opportunity's door? But don't trip if you're not here on life. You better get a grip and don't slip. Because life is a constant struggle to do what we think is right. Life is not a fight. Life is light. Shine through the eyes of a newborn baby while being held in the arms of a strong lady. Life is real. Can you feel? Or are you waiting to get killed? Your life is spilled. But our closed eyes ain't sealed. So peep into my living about the life I'm given. When I enjoy hard times with the constant struggle just to be chilling, which is my life from the start, since my life is an art, but that's easy. Living is the hard part, especially since the world is not real anymore. Dreams turn nightmares seems to be what we are here for. We witness lies turn true based upon who you are. Earth's media made stars, spiritual mental bars with no fame, just a really sad story. And a point of view that is not really for me. Life is when the lion tells a different tale than the hunter. Will we have open eyes when the opportunity wanders? Or we shout on the screens from a whispering voice. How many tears and guns will we fire before we are sick and tired of being sick and tired? Society is sick. We can't afford to be tired. How many self-assisted suicides will we witness while saying nothing? How many more lives will we see ended because we're too busy fronting about life? We need to wake up and smell the casualties. Less schools and more jails is a grim reality. Our communities are now prisons being watched by society's guard dogs. Too morally incorrect to enforce my aunt's divine law. No service or protection, but plenty of anger and aggression. But if true for our selection, we do some self-arresting. And not that everyone is guilty, but if you are innocent, can you hear me? Speak of choices that we have always had. We seem to be stuck in a good dream gone bad. So solutions get overshadowed by artificially conceived and blowed up problems. That a person often, it becomes a mystery to solve them. Because sick minds can create sick crimes in sick times. How you thinking spirituality and justice are blind? But the misinformed can only repeat what they believe is real. Then wasted minds is like wasted dimes and time spilled for a thrill. It ain't real. Life is. Thank you.